Thank you, Abba, for that introduction. As stated, my name is Halle Choi, and I'm presenting on some quick tips for baking with quinoa. So far, I have blended whole seed quinoa flour with refined wheat flour and sandwich breads at up to 25% quinoa, hearth breads at up to 50% quinoa, and pancakes at up to 100% quinoa. I will break my comments today into two main sections. First, I will discuss the physical aspects of working with whole seed quinoa flour, such as how dough handling may be different. Then I will discuss consumer responses to the appearance, flavors, and aromas in the quinoa wheat blended baked goods. For the physical aspects in the sandwich and hearth breads, I did not notice any changes in dough integrity that would suggest I adjust the dough mixing time anywhere between 5 and 50% quinoa flour replacement. So mixing time may not need large adjustments, though you will likely need to add extra water. And you should give a good 5 minutes or so for the water to be absorbed before you begin mixing. The pre-shaping and shaping of the doughs became a more difficult process as quinoa flour was increased. The dough could not be pulled as tight during pre-shaping as a normal wheat loaf because the dough would begin to tear. As quinoa flour replacement increased, the dough would more frequently stick to the counter surface and tear during shaping as well. Increases in quinoa flour resulted in heavier final loaves because the fiber in the quinoa flour was holding on to more of that water. And then for the pancakes, increased quinoa flour led to increased viscosity of batter and thicker pancakes. Simply adding more liquid could solve the problem of thicker pancakes, but it wouldn't stop them from crumbling, which was our other problem with the pancakes. At up to 80% quinoa flour with 20% refined wheat, the pancakes could still hold together without an outside binding agent. But if you do want to make pancakes that are 100% quinoa flour, then I would highly recommend using a binder to help hold the pancakes together. Whole eggs worked well in my experience. If you are trying to make the pancakes vegan, then you can test chia seeds, sorghum flour, or almond flour, or whatever your favorite go-to binding agent is. Now for the sensory aspects. Whole seed quinoa flour can add beautiful colors to your baked goods, as well as delicious aromas and flavors. The two varieties analyzed here were antique white and tricolor, and it's pretty easy to spot the visual differences between the two and the 50% quinoa flour hearth breads that I'm showing you here. A lot of the consumers who encountered both were really wowed by the speckled and purplish appearance of the tricolor. The nutty aromas and flavors were viewed positively by consumers and were occasionally compared to the taste of peanut butter, though personally I think the nutty flavor tastes more like sesame to me. Some varieties of quinoa have stronger bitter flavors, in which case the quinoa flour will be better suited to savory products like the hearth breads and sandwich breads rather than the pancakes. The sweeter quinoa variety tested here, the antique white, worked well in all three products. Even after working with only two varieties of quinoa, I noticed diverse flavor profiles and opportunities for pairings. So I have to recommend taste testing whatever quinoa baked goods you come across before assuming what would work well with them. I know that will be a hardship since no one involved with the Cascadia Grains team could possibly like taste testing, but I'm sure you are all capable of enduring it. So with that, thank you all for listening. If you have any follow-up questions, you can contact me with the email listed at the bottom of the screen, Halle Choi or halle.choi@wsu.edu. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your quinoa studies today.